Hey folks, welcome! Welcome back to the old live stream. My name is Barnabas. I'm the coordinator here of the 2D stream here at Seneca College. Now, as you guys may or may not know, we're going to show some leicas tonight. We have 35 students in the 2D stream and they're making 5 films together. So the Leica stage is basically the black and white storyboard stage with some audio, with some music and that kind of stuff. And this is the first stage, or the last stage, I guess, that we can make changes to these cartoons. So you guys think at home, you're thinking, oh, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch this. It's going to be great. No, you're going to have to do some work for us right now. You're going to watch these cartoons. You're going to make sure that they make sense. And if they don't, you're going to do some comments in the chat. And then we're going to ask the directors and the team members how we can make these cartoons better. Because we can. We want to make the best cartoons we can within this strange quarantine of a year that we're having. So we're going to check it out. But first, we're going to see the team. You guys want to see everybody that's working on these cartoons? Yeah. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Okay, here, everybody. Here's everybody. Say hi, everybody. There we go. And we're going to do the wave. We tried to do a wave, but everybody's popping off and on. It didn't make sense. We're going to do one big group rave. Ready? Everybody go. Whoa! Oh, yeah. Doing good. Okay, so we're going to introduce the first cartoon. So everybody say bye-bye, and we'll see everybody very soon. And we're going to see Christian, the director of the first film, and we're going to talk to him for a second. So Christian, tell us a bit about the first cartoon that we're going to see here. Do you have to say that to your teammates now? Remember where we started when you were in third year? No, probably not. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you, Christian. We're going to jump now to that first cartoon. So we're going to get going. It's going to be amazing. So we're going to watch half of the way there by a bunch of the 2D students here at Seneca College. I hope you enjoy it.
Frankie!
Hey, don't blow this for me, kid. Alright?
Are we there yet? What are you guys just standing around for? We have a show to do.
We didn't make it.
Truck died.
What do you mean truck died? We're supposed to be in Tulsa for 8.
We're not gonna make it, Frankie.
We have to make it. My whole career is writing on this show.
You mean our
David
career.
Bluesteel was going to be there. He was going to give me my own show. I'm never going to be famous now.
Cares about being famous?
Hey, aren't we in it for the music?
You don't get it. David friggin' Bluesteel. God, you both are clueless. Ah! Mom?
I was once where you were. My band didn't make it, but I know you guys have a shot.
But Mom...
Look, your friends are counting on you. I believe in you, Frankie. Tonight is all about you and your friends. You'll be amazing. And I'll always be right here. Go get 'em, my little rock star.
Listen,
You want to play?
All right, we're back, folks. We are back. Here we are. And we're going to be back with these guys, and hopefully we can unmute them, because I hear that's the all rage these days, that things are muted. So let's pull them in and see if we can hear them and run some live technical stuff. So
Do you want me to just be loud for a second?
Yeah, be loud for a second. I see some.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we hear
Today,
them?
I was doing sound, and it was great. And we were super
Doing
not late.
sound.
Yep.
Uh-oh. I'm frozen.
We can hear them, yes, Rob Corbett in the chat.
Really? Not me though?
It works.
Yeah, it works.
People
Rob,
are saying
I
it
missed
works.
Yep.
Okay.
So that is fine. Let's go. Let's go, guys.
Hello.
So,
Hello.
welcome. Tell us who you are and what you worked on this cartoon.
I can start.
Yeah.
I was the director.
Maybe just talk a bit louder, Christian, if you can.
Oh yeah, sure. How loud am I on this mic? Is that fine?
That's better. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I directed the film. I was also rigging lead for the film. I did a lot, working on a lot of the technical rigging stuff. Yeah, that was most of my role. You guys go ahead. You guys go
Perfect.
ahead. I kind of just oversaw everything, you know.
Let's throw it to Jack. Jack, what'd you do? Who are
All
you?
right. Hi. I'm lead storyboard. So yeah, my work is a big chunk of the boards and having a second final pass before it gets sent off to the director. Just to go like, that's looking good, or that's looking horrible. But it was all looking good, so that's good.
Makes your job easy.
Yes. Yeah. It's great having good people working with me.
All right, Eddie, let's move on to you.
Hello. For me, for this production, my main role was being the storyboard assistant. So essentially working with Jack, and also I'm animation lead as well for the coming semester.
Perfect. We'll get to that. Aaron, what's cooking?
Yeah, I'm one of the two character design leads. And I am also the effects animation lead.
Fantastic. Moving along.
And I was the character design lead and prop lead.
Fantastic. You're getting some echo there, so you might have to turn off something. And then lastly,
Hi, I am Amori. I am the production manager. I am also a layout lead as well as the rigging co-lead with Christian.
Lovely. Thanks, guys. So what we'll do first is we'll go through some slides and we'll come back with some questions from the audience as well on what's going on. So as we cue that up here, glad we got some audio going, because that's gonna come in handy for some of these cartoons. So we're gonna jump to some of these slides now. Boop a doop a doop boop. All right, so team, take it away. What are we looking at, and why should we care? So we're on slide 1.
Sorry, were you guys seeing this?
You're not seeing it. Sorry. You can talk without seeing it? No? All right, I'll share your screen. All right, folks. This is happening. I'm going to share it so then they can see. So then they will be happy with me. Let's share it. and that, and we're sharing it. And we'll go back to the beginning of this, and we'll full screen that action. Oh, look at that. We got you guys in here too. Okay, so now you can see what you're doing. Oh, I'm sharing. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's try this again. Let's try that one. And let's share that one. There we go. There we go. Live. All right, so half of the way. Tell us about it. You're looking at the art.
Barney, no slides.
No one can
sound.
do the
Yeah, I
slide.
know. I just noticed.
Oh no!
It was a disaster.
Ah.
Okay, it's on
Okay.
now. Now we can see. Okay, let's start over.
Oh,
Character
yeah,
designs.
they're on now. Okay, we'll start from the top.
Character designs. Here we are.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, so here's all the characters again. Sorry about that. So in the middle, we have all the main characters, all the band folks. And on the sides, we have, fittingly, the side characters. Then this is Frankie. He's the very brash, headstrong leader of the band. He's very taken aback by the fame and fortune of music and has a bit of a short temper. And next slide. These are some early sketches. As you can tell, this is like the first stuff we did, so the designs were all over the place before we really narrowed it down with different characters later on, and then came back to Frankie later. And that's my part. Next up.
Yep. So this is Erica. Just some context. She's a childhood friend of Frankie. She's kind-hearted, but she often loses her cool when dealing with Frankie's antics. But she genuinely means well. So we were going for kind of more of a bubbly, friendly character design, something easy to digest. And if you go to the next slide, there is also some costume exploration, which we ended up going with the one on the far right, just because we felt like it had a nice balance of like bubbly, soft stuff, but then also she's in a rock band, you know?
Mm-hmm. You had a brief encounter with a hat there, it seems.
Yeah, just experimenting, having some fun with the hair, the big poof.
And Drew?
Here is Drew. She is our drummer. She's the youngest teenage girl in the band. Her personality is like sassy and not much of a talker, but she can get loud on the stage. Next. We did some costume exploration as well with her and gave her a gold teen look in the end to give some contrast with other characters.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So this is Frankie's mother, and since she was an ex-musician and she's Frankie's emotional crutch in the film, we kind of wanted to have her have a similar design to Frankie's while also being distinct at the same time. Next slide. And this is our other side character, who's David Bluesteel. Conceptually, we kind of wanted him to be this sleazy producer who's kind of too self-absorbed to care about the band, even though he's hiring them. So we got this kind of like slick back hair and this big jacket along with all these like details and ornaments on this character. So next slide.
All right, so these are some early color concepts that we have. So we kind of wanted it to fit within the time frame of like early 80s kind of style, while still having a balance of the of like still fitting with each character's personality. So for example, Frankie, red hot jacket kind of symbolizes his kind of short temper and heated personality. And like David Bluesteel, how he's got a very golden design, kind of symbolizing his lavish and wealth and status in the industry. So next slide.
Now we're going to talk about layouts, and if you go to the next slide, you will see that we're definitely experimenting with a DuckTales, Steven Universe kind of vibe, especially because we've got that desert landscape that you can play with, like the unique mountains and mesas in the background and having fun with cactuses. And as you can see, we did quite a bit of exploration there, thanks to Audrey Messon. Thank you. So we also have quite a bit of color exploration. We wanted to play like typical normal tame colors, but we also wanted to go for unusual, non-traditional styles, like with the purples, kind of similar to what you could see in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure kind of thing. Anyway, next slide.
Okay, this is the props, so you can go ahead to the next. So I did this rotation of the car design. We modeled this in 3D. So I needed to have a full rotation for them to reference. And go to the next slide. Here's just some concept art I was playing around with. I was definitely just trying to push the shape of it to make it look really cartoony. And I wanted to give it a lot of interior space. So I definitely kind of exaggerated that a little bit. We can go to the next. Here's some more prop designs of just like the instruments and like the photo of the mother. We got David Bluesteel's business card in there as well.
Bluesteel. And some tidbits.
Okay, so here's just some screen caps of the 3D model of the car so far. This was done by Amanda, and it's looking really great so far. And what we're doing is basically modeling this in Maya and then bringing it over into Blender to animate it. And we're really pushing for like 2D, 3D integration, because if you do it really well, it looks very seamless and it's enjoyable to watch on screen.
Mm-hmm.
So. Inspiration. So when I first came up with this pitch, one of my initial inspirations was Lupin III, because it had a lot of these really fun, high energy kind of car chases. And branching off from there, I started to look at things like Scott Pilgrim for like the character personalities, and I also looked recently at GarageBand for just how they handle like cartoons with instruments and playing instruments and animating all that, because it's quite complicated. Next. Here's just a playlist I was building while I was doing my pitch, just of like a bunch of song inspirations. We'll link it somewhere down below in the comments or something.
I'll tell you later.
Yeah. And just a few other things, a few other references, just like Rock Band, the intro to Rock Band, Baby Driver. Yeah. For some special mentions, so we got Amanda, who did the 3D car model, which I mentioned. Luke is the one that's going to be doing all the 3D animating in Blender. Shout out to Brayden for helping us out with like the music and sounds. He helped a ton with the song. It was incredible. Like without him, we definitely wouldn't have a full song. Christian Potenza and Stephanie helped with the dialogue. Stefan Nome helped a lot with character design. Sub with the writing. Barney was a huge help as well, like as a supervisor and mentor. Austin definitely helped a lot with the storyboard, and Rui as well. And Audrey with layout, and Jody with color concepts.
Wicked.
Thank you.
All right, that was educational. Now what we're going to do is we're going to jump to the chat to take a look at a few of the questions that are there. So if you guys have any questions at home, then we can ask these wonderful humans, and we'll see what they're going to say to that. So let's get these guys back on the screens, and we'll jump back to them. And folks, let's see what's going on in the stream. Yeah, so if you guys have questions at home, please throw them in here. We'll take a look at a couple of them. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. Maybe this won't work. Usually, so what this is doing is taking the place of our general screening where we have friends and family come at Seneca and check them out. But we'll see how it goes. Is this the critique part, or do we compliment it? Yeah, you can critique it. Jeff Bruno, give it a shot. Jeff Bruno directed a film 2 years ago called My Pal Piggy, which you can watch if you scroll around down there. You can watch Jeff's film, you can watch Anda's film, you can watch all these. Constructive compliments. Yeah. Love the opening scene with the mom. Didn't connect. The flashback with the mom kind of felt random, but didn't connect with the other characters as much.
Okay. The flashback at the end or the opening?
I think the opening one.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think our whole thing with that was we wanted to kind of tease the mom giving Frankie the advice and then have it link up to the end flashback where we actually see what she says.
Just kind of to establish it first before we see the
Yeah, it was brief, but I think that was intentional because we see her and then he gets pushed out on stage, but we don't see what they say until the very end. So unless you're paying attention on that side, it's nicely bookend, but we'll see. Bran asks, are you meant to know that they're already on the road trip and later we see some of what was in his mind, or is it already on the journey? It's a bit unclear in her mind.
Oh, all the events happening in the film are kind of in order. So like we first see them performing at the high school, and then the road trip is after the high school, and then the dream sequence is like as they rise to fame until it all comes crashing down again when the car stops working and overheats.
Yeah, so it's more like it's like multiple road trips interlaced between this like montage of them going to different concerts. Then it cuts to Blue Steel giving the card, and then it's another road trip as he's like, daydreaming about this new potential big shot for him.
Corbett is asking, the car layouts are so stylized and the instruments seem a little bit more realistic. Is that intentional, or is he missing something?
That was intentional, actually. I was looking at a lot of cartoony instruments, and although it would fit, I feel like when I was looking more towards like inspirations like GarageBand, having the cartoony character and the big hunky realistic instruments felt a lot more fun to me. So that's kind of why I went with that. But I'm open to critique on that because I think it works, but I'm not sure if it's coming across to everyone else.
Yeah. Some people are asking, I already know the answer to this, but how do they get the instruments to work at the end if the car's out of gas? But they're saying it's out of gas. You want to tell us a bit about that car, and then maybe we'll take one more question and we'll keep rolling with the next group. So, tell us about the car and how they can have a concert at the end.
Would you like me to get that, Christian?
Yeah.
The power of does the power of friendship power the car?
It's the power of love. Well, the truck itself is like this old, like beat up thing, right? So it's less the car is running out of gas, more so it's overheating. So there's still technically there's still fuel in the truck and such. So technically they could still get stuff running. Mostly it's cartoon logic.
Yeah, and there's also the battery in the car that they use.
Yeah. The car overheated. Well, all you have to say is the car overheated, but the battery is fine.
Yes. But I put in
can
and
still
such
keep
so it
going. It
looks
just
smarter.
needs to cool down. Yeah. No, we definitely. I think that was what the red bits like during the montage was to showcase that the car is getting warmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do the layouts of the road trips change significantly between each performance of the sequence? I couldn't tell at times if it was one journey or all their journeys, says Tristan.
A lot of
So,
Go ahead.
you can answer.
Oh, okay. A lot of it is like.
Oh.
No. Go ahead.
Oh,
Jack.
you
Go
meant
ahead, Jack.
Christian.
We all talked at once. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, here is what the layout plan is going to be. As far as I understand, it's the same desert. So we're definitely going to play around with like different kinds of background assets to make it feel like it's one long different desert road trip. Then they make pit stops on the way to different concerts, right? So I think that was what we were going to try for the layouts.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
a lot of
And,
it's like color changes and such.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, that's great. I think overall people got it. It was about music and it was a road trip. So I think it was to be good. I think some shots just have to be readjusted as it can get confusing, as Carmen is what Carmen is saying. But yeah, Jeff's gonna ask a tough one, and we'll see if you go. What is the main character's goal, and what is the obstacle he has to overcome by the end? Frankie.
So I think initially the main character's goal is just kind of like to kind of play music with his friends, but it kind of shifts to becoming like he wants to become famous. He wants people to know about him. And I think at the start, like everyone's goal is like everyone kind of wants the band to be known, but Frankie just takes it a bit too far. And this kind of obstacle he reaches at the end is like his friends' motivations and goals don't line up with his anymore. He's kind of taking it too far, and he's trying to piece together like once he sees the photo of his mother, he remembers like what his original motivations were in the beginning, like why he started playing in the first place. And that was kind of like his realization and like something he figured out for the ending.
That makes sense. He's got to go overcome it. Well, thank you guys. One more round of applause for your wonderful team. We're gonna bring in the next one at this. So Real, come on in, and you guys.
I will post the Spotify thing on
you guys
Facebook.
get out of here. Yeah, you can post it. Post it in the chat. Hey, Real, look at you.
Hey.
Welcome. So tell us a bit about this next film and who you are and why you care about it.
Yeah. So Dracudate, it revolves around our main character Lilith. She's a vampire and she's going on her very first date with her like human crush, and she's like super excited to have this really fun date with her and make it all go smoothly. But she runs into some obstacles that make it harder and harder to be able to make the date go smoothly. So she's got to figure out how to save the date.
Sounds good. And you're the director and writer of this?
Yes. Yeah, I'm the director and writer.
Fantastic.
I've worked as well in storyboard and animation, all that stuff.
All that good stuff. All right, well, let's take a watch at this film and then we'll come back and talk more with your team. You're watching Dracudate right here at Seneca 2D, where everything is running fine and smooth.
Oh.
Huh? Huh?
Oh.
And there we are, Dracudate. We are back. We are back, people. All right, so everybody, introduce. Who are you and what have you done on this cartoon so far? So we know Rial. Rial's director, storyboarder, writer. Kanisha, let's jump to you, and we'll work our way clockwise-ish.
Okay. Hi, my name is Kanisha. I'm the rigging and prop lead of our group. Yeah, that's me.
Okay, continuing around. Jesse, go.
Okay. Hi, I'm Jesse. I'm one of the storyboard leads. I'm also the visual effects lead and the compositor and sound person.
Great. Louise?
Hi, I'm Louise Ann. I'm the character design lead.
Okay. Layla?
So I'm Layla. I'm I'm one of the animation leads, and I'm posing lead.
Fantastic. Francine?
Hi, I'm Francine, and I'm going to be the animation and effects lead next semester.
That's exciting. So yeah, we have 2 parts of a semester here. The front end was more storyboard, writing. Next semester is effects and layout as well. Sophie?
Hi, I'm Sophia, and I am the production manager, layout lead, and I've also helped out with rigging.
Cool.
Yeah.
Lots of good stuff. All right, well, we're going to take a look at some more slides again here, folks. So we're going to take a quick look at that. I'm going to bust out of here. And we're going to try to open up these slides. Let's try to share here, too. This is where the magic is here, folks. All right, so we're sharing that. Okay. And we're sharing this. Okay. And we're playing that. And I think this is looking good, so kaboom. All right, folks, tell us about what we're looking at here.
Awesome. Well, welcome to Dracudate. We're going to show you a little bit about our development process. So next. Yeah, so with our inspirations, we drew a lot of inspiration from a lot of LGBTQ plus media in shows, in short films, in movies. We really wanted to help bring that to short films more, and it taking focus away from coming out and more about it just being a normal part of their lives on top of their crazy sort of monster like chase story. Next.
So because our film is pretty fast-paced, we have reference from some chase films, and the overall style of our animation is going to be light and bouncy. Next.
Yeah, so at the very beginning of development, It started off with the designs that are right there in the middle. It started off as a very daughter descends from the stairs, looking beautiful, sort of like date sort of thing, and ended up growing into like the carnival theme, and like we played more with the development of the characters and the designs, and that's when it really came to light with Louisanne's design. So next.
In the designs we tried a variety of different clothes for Sal and Lou, and a few different iterations of for the bat and the wolf transformations, and how the fabric would tear apart when she transforms. And ultimately, we wanted to do a cute round and soft style, and like keep it consistent. Next. And here are our final turnarounds. Next.
So this is our final character lineup. We went with a bold outline overall and a slightly thinner line for the details. This helps the characters pop out more within our detailed layouts. Next.
And these are some of our props that we were working on that will be like in and around the carnival. The net gun was probably the trickiest prop to like make look like somewhat of a net gun, but also like make it like functional and work. Our flower prop specifically, we were thinking about going for like kind of like a violet flower, because that represents like lesbian imagery. But we ended up going with the classic like red rose, because to make it normalized. Next.
So for the locations, we did a lot of like different thumbnails of the locations and what they could look like and their composition. We really focused on doing the Ferris wheel designs, and like just because we need like a 3D model for that, because there's a lot of very intense scenes that happen on the Ferris wheel. Next. And then we also did this piece of sample art that was inspired by Steven Sugar's artwork. And we did some color studies of different times throughout the evening on the date. Next.
So then we also did a little bit of visual development where we were trying to capture like the feeling and the mood and the lighting of really important key scenes. We're going for like an 80s vibe, sort of retro feel in terms of like the closing and the music and the sound as well. And then back to Ray.
Yeah, so that's what we have to show for you today. Thank you so much for watching Dracudate, and like we're really excited to show this project to everyone and have it out there. And if you're interested in possibly working on the film, we've linked our Gmail on the slide, because we would love to work with some people if people are wanting to come and join our little team.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, guys. That was lovely. Nice bit of color, nice bit of fancy. And we'll pull us all back in here for a final little Q&A with the real world. So let's pop this out and cowbunga. So here we are back. We're going to see what questions our mighty lovely audience has to say. Was there anything unclear, folks? Was there anything that could be tightened up? Coffee.
I will say I saw someone earlier ask if the sound was like final, and no, all of these sounds were very, very temporary and will be fixed up for the final project. Like none of the lines are finalized, none of the music is finalized.
Mm-hmm. People are loving the color.
Oh, pink is pink and purple.
Yeah, people are saying, how many locations are you guys going to have?
Oh,
we have quite a few of locations.
I think Sophia can answer that.
Yeah. Right now we have like roughs for like 5 locations, but we're gonna have to like draw different shots in those locations. So we're gonna have a hefty amount of locations altogether.
but Sophia's really good at it, so we're not really worried.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Somebody is saying that their favorite Alvin, let's say Evelyn. Favorite gag was eating the pretzel out of the garbage.
Yeah.
You wanted to keep that in.
I think
Yeah.
we almost cut that.
How did that come? Whose joke was that to begin with?
I swear it was Sophia's.
Was it Sophia's?
I think so.
I think it might have been like inspired by Rui.
Might have been. No,
He
yeah, I
does
think it was.
eat a lot
It was
of
inspired
stuff
by
out of the
Rui.
garbage. That is true.
Yes.
People are loving the chase scene as well. Strawberry dresses. Was the date always going to be a werewolf?
Yes. Yeah. It was always about the whole surprise of like that twist of like Lilith not knowing that her date was this monster the whole time. It just like the location and the stakes and the character motives changed. Originally, Sal wasn't even a character at all. So implementing her, I think, was a really important thing for the film.
Yep. Yeah, totally. What else are you saying? Wait, people are saying, was it hunting the vampire the entire time? Was it obvious to everybody that that there was a big change at the end there? Some people are saying, what if the monster had like stars, swirls over their head when they got bonked? Some people want swirls over the head. Really cute. Would have liked to see more of a moment when they meet, showing them meet cute, them connecting flirty before the chase starts. Not a bad point. Because I think there is that awestruck time where she sees him, but then she gets a little flustered and then wants to get out of there. But the meet cute, I think, is an important part.
Someone mentioned something about a plot hole.
Yeah, someone's mentioning a plot hole.
Plot hole.
That werewolves aren't allergic to garlic, and that the garlic pretzel was supposed to be a clue, but she caught a werewolf, not the vampire.
Yeah, well,
I think that part was mostly just for the gag of like,
Yeah.
Sal is so gross. She reaches into the trash can. Oh, look, it's a pretzel that someone threw away, and she just takes a big ass bite out of it. I don't think it was supposed to be more of a clue. It's just like a little gag.
Yeah, just a gag.
Yeah, I think we also wanted to have something that showed that Lou did not know that Lilith was a vampire. So giving her a pretzel would be like, why would you give a vampire a garlic pretzel if you knew that she was a vampire? Yeah, but that's an interesting point. Thank you.
The werewolf character did not know they were running from the hunter.
Yeah, that was Trang's question. They were just like, we're running, but this is fun. We like.
This is mysterious.
Mysteriously
this is,
quick.
Spontaneous, like.
And
so romantic.
in terms of the low dialogue, we are going to be animating to the beats of the music and keeping a retro feel. We do have a composer that we're working with, so even the sort of music that I put in for now was temporary, but I know that we did want to keep it very low dialogue and just animate to the beats of the sound. Originally, we weren't going to have like any dialogue, not even like gasps or anything, so that was sort of a last-minute thing that we kind of tried.
Fair enough. Let's have one more question, and then we'll pop out of here and we'll pull Khalil in. Some kind of a silver bullet reference somebody's asking. Dangerous romantic. It is. It's the most dangerous. The more romantic you get, the more dangerous it is. Noise beats. Arcade game with the name of something. Oh, that's interesting. But who knows? Instead of one running, escaping would be fun.
Oh, everyone has so many ideas.
There's only like so much we can fit into like a 3-minute cartoon.
But I mean, this is great though. Is getting this feedback when it's at this stage. It's like, oh, we can kind of change anything, even if it's begrudging. But that's the thing. Big location, make sure budget times allow for it. Some people are saying it's all coming together.
Yeah, I think Steph had a question like, aren't they meeting for a date? This isn't their first time meeting, right?
Oh. Is it their first time meeting?
Yes.
Yes.
I think that's, yeah.
Because she looks at her phone there. what to do when you're meeting a human. It's not even a human. Bad advice. Sweet Star Cookie says maybe the hammer game is called the Silver Bullet.
Ooh. Oh, like across the side, like silver bullet. Oh, that's so it's so cool.
Yeah. Or maybe they're just chugging those like cool cold shots or something.
Yes.
Not that. The film stay close as possible, 3 minutes, or they'll be doomed.
Yes, Rui, you know we know you want the werewolf to lick the vampire. We are gonna have in the end credits. We are gonna have them go through their date, so we could probably add that in. There are gonna be cute moments at the end.
Just to finish everything and wrap it all up in a nice little bow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything we maybe couldn't have included, we could just like, have fun pulling stuff.
All right. Well, thank you guys. I think that was pretty insightful and a lot of fun. I think it's great just to get a second set, maybe 100 eyes on it. But we're gonna pull in Khalil now. So last round of applause for you guys. Great job. Double thumbs up. There we go. All right, go on, get out of here. Bye. Go and celebrate. Khalil, come on over.
Okay.
There we are. Whoa, the whole team.
What's up?
All right, so we just want Khalil. Well, whatever. We'll have the whole gang. We're going to introduce the next film, so we just want a little bit about what this film is, so we can jump into it.
All right, so this film is called Ballet. And for those of you who don't know, what ballet means is your final words before farewell. The reason why I wanted to make this film is because it's actually really touching to me and also those around us, because it is a true film, true story, and it's based off of our memories. And basically, what it's about is a grandmother searching for her final words before passing away. And it's actually based off of my grandmother who passed away a few years back from Alzheimer's. And as it got worse, it became harder for her to speak. And then she eventually, right before she passed, she said her final words. And kind of made me think, why was it that she was able to say her final words before passing away, but before then she couldn't speak? So that's when I thought, she must have fought for it. It must have been something she really wanted to say. So that's when we came together and created this film called Ballet.
Wow. I mean, a bit of a spoiler alert, but it tells us a lot. So we're going to check this out, and we're going to come back with the full team and see a little bit more. So we're going to check out Ballet.
My little Kai Kai.
Kai Kai. What do we say?
Thank you.
And we are back. So, team, lovely. Lovely cartoon, and I think it's going to have a different reaction than some of the other hilarious ones that we've been watching so far. But let's go through here. Who are you? And what did you do? And how are you guys all together? We're in the middle of a quarantine here.
Don't watch that.
It's fine. Yeah, that's your bubble. That's your bubble.
So I'm Khalil. I'm director and lead storyboard artist. I'm also basically like the Mario of Mario and Sonic Olympic Games. I'm all around. Just really.
You're also slightly out of camera, so just come back in a little bit more, Khalil. Perfect.
Hi, I'm Nona, and I am the layout lead.
I'm Jabril. I'm assistant director and story lead.
I'm Tandra. I'm the production manager and the prop lead.
Fantastic. Thanks, guys. Moving around. Oh, you're muted, I think.
Sorry. I'm Adam. I'm on character lead and have been assisting prop design and color keys with Nona.
Lovely.
I'm Jordan. I helped out on boards, and I'll be working on special effects as well next semester.
When your computer's working.
When my new computer comes in.
Computer. Nice. And last, the Dokester.
So I'm Chris, and I was sound design lead, and I'm also working on layouts and props.
Lovely. Thanks, guys. All right, so let's take a little boo at your artwork right now. So we're going to pull that up in the beautiful backwoods over here. Fire that open. Wait a second. Boop, 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 boop. I need to do this more seamlessly. Because this is not seamless. Let's share this, and then we'll share that, and we'll share this, and we'll present that, and then we'll go back to here. Hey, look at that! It just is beautiful, and it works. All right, so ballet. So it's last words before saying goodbye.
Yep.
And it's Latin. Latin.
Yep. It's Latin. All right. So
Yeah, so this is Ballet, and now we have our characters. If Adam wants to.
Hello.
Talk
Yes.
a little bit.
Okay. I think you skipped a panel. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, this is our main character, Irene. Our initial idea has her at the age of 71, with her younger form being 61. Her design really didn't change that much from Khalil's initial proof of concept. We wanted to keep her just very, very same shapes and stuff. If you go next, however, go next. Yeah. Oh, just before. Yeah. Young Malachi was added pretty late in development. It only made sense to add a younger form of Malachi, though, in the memories, of course. Yeah. You'll see throughout the presentation that he did go through a lot of designs, but we ended up just sticking with the shorter hair look just because we thought it looked pretty good. If you go next, this is Malachi as he really is. Again, from the proof of concept, he actually did change quite a bit. He's far less stoic looking, and we got rid of the hoodie in substitute for just a long sleeve shirt. Next. In terms of colors, because this is a far more serious film, we wanted to keep the films a lot more tame and grounded, but to kind of like still illustrate a change between reality and memories. The real world, the colors are again a lot tamer, just light blue with the medical gown at the far left, and then like Malachi's again black and white t-shirt with the dream colors being far more vibrant. Next. And if Khalil wants to introduce the concepts.
All right, so yeah, so this is some early concept art. So first of all, I gotta say shout out to Carlo and shout out to Jody as well for some of the layouts they've done for this film, even though they're not working on it directly. Thank you guys so much for what you guys did. So on the top left, we have the grandmother. That's just an earlier development of her, as well as the grandson Malachi. And then we also have some layouts just to kind of get the idea across on the far right. And we have on the bottom right of the top, there's like the grandmother going through this kind of, in the beginning, the story was a bit more magical, but I decided to tone it down just to have it more realistic, even though we are within her memories. And then we also have some early concept that Adam has done as well at the bottom. And next.
And so these are some of our layouts that we've designed. I worked with Adam and Tandra and Chris on these. We wanted to go for more of a realistic style since our film is more on the serious tone. And we actually based the kitchen and the bedroom off of Khalil's grandmother's real kitchen and bedroom. And so there are about 5 to 6 main layouts here. There's a hospital, a bedroom, a kitchen, a campsite, and an ice cream parlor, and each one kind of represents each one of our memories. Next slide. And here are just some main color keys that me and Adam were working on. So we wanted to start off first with less saturated colors, more dull, and then kind of transition into more peaceful and brighter colors towards the end. And under the main ones are just some explorations and variations of the different scenes.
Props. Tantra was prop lead, but Jibril, sorry, Nona, I believe, and I think Chris also, we all assisted with prop designs. For a lot of the furniture, we referenced a lot of just stock images of kind of like older, more antique kitchens and bedrooms. We wanted to just kind of give the grandmother's house a very like old person vibe, just kind of with those kinds of items. In the stuff I helped design were the plants at the bottom. A big thing that we wanted to set through the film was have potted forget-me-nots, even by the hospital bed, just for the symbology of it. A huge thing we wanted to push to with props was just ensuring that they had good shapes and very readable silhouettes. Next. Yes, and actually, Khalil, you go.
And so finally, we have the plane. So shout out to Carlo for this 3D model, this amazing 3D model that he did. So the significance of the plane is kind of just like it's the toy that the grandmother gives the grandson, and we see that in the very end. But also throughout our film, as we said, we have each and every memory that she goes through is our memories, and so this plane is actually Christian's memory, who is actually a director on the half of the way half the way there. So it's actually his memory where his grandparents kind of introduced him to toys as well. So we kind of incorporated that within our film, as he helped me out a lot with this film as well.
Yeah, that was a cool way of pitching this film too, where you said this is the bones of this, but I want all your guys' memories to be built into this film as well to texture it out. How many different ideas did you get in there? Did you end up?
We actually so each memory that's in this film, like each cut or so, it's like it's our actual memories that we had. So I think we have like 6 or 7 memories in 8. Yeah, because Christian too. Yeah, actually it's more than that, because there's also Carlo's memory, which is also the store. And then we have just like throughout the film, I try to gather as much memories as I can. And I say that was the tough part about the film and making it, was that like I know a lot of the films that kind of had their idea in the beginning and they kind of worked off of that, but for this film we had to build the film off of our memories, and I didn't know anyone's memories until everyone kind of joined the group. So I think that's the great thing about this film, is depending on who's on the film, the film would change completely because everyone has different memories.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. All right, let's keep trucking through these slides. Is that the last slide?
Yep.
That's your last slide. That's our last slide, folks. All right, so we're going to come back and we're going to ask some questions. I know the chat's on fire here. People are like asking questions left and right. So let's stop this madness and we'll start the madness of answering some of these questions. So, folks, there's a question, why valet again? You already answered that question. Tristan asked it. Clearly he wasn't listening or watching. But
So,
let's do. Do you want to address that again?
So, so valet means your final words before farewell.
That's Romans. Rui saying that would be Romans saying valet, except they might see the person again. Okay. Really hit home for one person. Rotate. Nobody wants to rotate things in 2D. Such a cool way of making a film. The plane is a really strong link at the early parts of the film. I wonder if it might be threaded through a little bit more. Beautiful symbol of the journey she's on. Yeah. I think you guys were talking about that. It's just getting more
so
plane
with the
in there.
plane, actually, as we go through the film, it's actually in all these different areas of the film. So like where it's flashing, where we see the whole flashing moment in the forest, you're going to see the plane here, or in the kitchen, you're going to see the plane in the counter, or in the bedroom, you see the plane in the bedroom. So we see the plane like in multiple spots throughout the film.
Mm-hmm. There's a question here that says they feel that the whistling scene was the least relevant out of the rest of the flashbacks, and saying maybe maybe the grandma teaching him how to make a paper airplane or something would be more relevant.
So with the whistling, that is another one of our memories. That's actually Chris's memory in our film, in our group.
Mm-hmm.
And his memory is that with his grandparents, they used to whistle, and then after they would whistle, the birds would whistle back. So that's the reason why we have the whistling scene, is that as they're sitting down, the kid would whistle, Madakar would whistle, and then after we would start to hear the birds singing back. And that's our motivation to pan up and down, and then we're now in a new setting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people are saying if that's a memory, then it makes sense to leave it in there. So, groovy. Yep. Brienne says, is it possible to push the grandmother's expression in the beginning to read that she's more confused and doesn't recognize him? Then
we do actually plan on doing that. We have a lot of ideas for that as well, to push the expressions as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
good.
Possible.
Christine says, how did you come up with the forest sequence? It was beautiful.
It was that was me and Jim. It was like I don't even remember how he came up with it, but like just in the end it came out amazing. It came out exactly how we wanted it to, and I love it honestly. And with each and every flash we have the grandson in different spots, so it's like, you know, it's the idea that they've been here multiple times. This isn't the first time that they've been there.
Jeff Bruno says, what about changing the music in the middle so it's a little bit more happy and upbeat, referencing, say, Up montage, than just sad throughout?
I think we want to go through some stuff with the compositor as well, for that, just to like kind of get the music to hit where we want it to hit. So we have the music so far, but it's not 100% set. So we also still have other music options that we've been thinking of. We're just trying to find what hits the most, but we're keeping that open.
Okay, good. Steph is saying her suggestion maybe is to remove the EKG sound effect when she dies because it's already overused in storytelling. That's the chat. You know, I can't control the chat. People just say things. Were you guys inspired by... You want to comment on that? Or just think about it? Just file it away.
Now you asked me that. Now I have to. So I definitely think we could probably figure something out for that. I do like it, but I understand what she's getting at with that part.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely gonna look into that. Also, if you have any suggestions, I know we didn't post our email, but I could post it in the YouTube, the live as well, so that you guys could access our email as well, or
and PayPal. Don't forget that.
Yeah, if people want to contact, they can go through the Seneca site, contact me or anybody else, and we can connect you with you guys, or the Instagram. We have a new Instagram. It's just lighting up, folks. Check that out too. Seneca 2D on the Instagram. All right, another question here. Were you guys inspired by Kaipo in the age of the Wonder Beasts? Did you guys see that action? Hot Wonder Beast action?
Yeah, I watched it. It's a great show, honestly. We weren't inspired by Kipo, however. It was mostly
Memo, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was mostly Memo, and for layouts a lot was like 101 Dalmatians, and just a lot of like traditional like animated films.
Mm-hmm. Great. We got Stephanie Yelovich is texting. She's watching at home, and Graves as well says, "Great job, everybody." He can't comment. He can't get past our security. We had Doke on security there. I think that's great. I think we answered some good questions in there. So let's give it up for these guys. Clap to clap. Hit some emojis in the chat, and we're gonna pull in Eden to introduce the next film. So thank you so much, you guys. Very touching.
Extra security.
Yeah, Doke, you block everyone down. But it's touching, and a lot of people are saying that you guys got to get sponsored by Kleenex or whatnot. But I think like when this is done and when you've had the time to edit, it's gonna be a serious tearjerker. So, props to you all for bringing this very, very potent, very heartfelt story to us. Thank you.
Thank you.
That note, we'll bring Eden in, and we'll get things rocking here. Eden.
Hi.
Hey there. So who are you and what have you done filmically?
Oh, Zay's here too. Hi, Zay. So my name's Eden. I'm the director and storyboard lead for the film Long After Us. It is a film about apocalypse and existential dread, and it follows a post-apocalyptic creature foraging for human artifacts in hopes to find some answers to life's serious questions. Just a warning for everybody before we start. It's not exactly child friendly. It has some flashing going on, so epilepsy warning. There's nudity and body horror, guts. It's a little bit nuts.
Okay. Well, good. Good spoiler alert there. So we'll check it out. Thank you, Eden. We'll come back right after this with Eden and the team. We're going to check out Long After Us.
Mushrooms feed on my bone marrow, my thoughts now divorced from flesh. I had a dream. In summer heat I drank from my mother's breast. Days spent blinking light back at the sun, a stream of stimulation. Carry my sleeping body from the car, let the sand sneak between my toes. Feel the music course through my bones from the vibrating ground. Eat a meal made with love, untie the knots of your hair. Wavering is my sense of self, a flickering candle fed by the dry air. May your whirling winds be gentle on my chaos-shaped frame. In this body, I leave a space for estradiol, spironolactone, and secrets for my heart's safekeeping. Will the streetlights still blink on? Will the leaves still change color? A scream into infinity, a roaring silence. Tell me I didn't make this all up. The skin between my fingers is stained with the memories of chances I let slip through them. The juxtaposition of blessings and burdens. Who is to decide one's purpose? What I am is a comet, not everyone will see. I pierce the sky with light, my insides enfold in the atmosphere. Woven into my being is the love from those I've met. The earth impaled by my heart's careful seeds. Here, I orbit the sun, and the moon pulls the waves. I'm swept onto the sands of time. Then, I'm gone. Are you home? Won't you leave a light on for me?
Long After Us.
I don't even mad. I don't even mind if
That
you
happened.
don't.
Long After Us. So welcome, gang. Welcome, Eden.
Hello.
Eden and company. Let's go around the horn and introduce everybody. So, Kenzie, you're up first. Who are you? Why are you here?
Hi, I'm Kenzie, and I'm one of the layout leads. Not layout, sorry, character design.
Nice. Welcome, Kenzie. Yeah.
You don't know the order.
It doesn't matter. Nicole, why don't you go? You're
Say
in the middle.
hi.
I'm Nicole. I am the prop design lead and the production manager.
Fantastic. Jackie.
Hi, I'm Jackie. I am the lead character design artist and one of the animators on Long After Us.
Anna.
Hi, I'm Anna. I'm the rigging lead for Long After Us and one of the main storyboard revisionists. And I composited all the sound together.
Hell yeah.
Nice job. Hyson.
Hello. I'm Hyson. I am doing the animations, or I'm on the animation lead. Everyone's doing the animations. And I'm also the effects lead. But yeah.
It's going to be some fun effects, Hyson. Jody.
Jody, layout lead, color lead.
Boom. High five.
Jody,
Jody
beautiful.
gives the best synopsises in all of the 2D stream. And last but not least, Zay. Welcome.
Hello, my name is Zay, and I work on layout and concept art nominally.
Fantastic. Thanks, guys. All right, we're going to show a bit about this crazy production art here. We're going to put it back to me while I awkwardly switch screens and get things going. Although I think I'm getting faster. I think that I am, but I'm not confident in that at all. But it is happening, and look at this. We're going to jump into it. Boom. And we're going. So.
Wow, look at that.
I know, just like that. It's almost like I screwed it up 4 times. And
You got some practice in.
the charms after that, yeah. All right. So, Long After Us. Tell us a bit about some of this art in this beautiful piece.
Welcome to our presentation. If you're just tuning in, this is our film called Long After Us. Next, please.
Burp, derp.
So where did it start? There are multiple answers to that question. If I have to say, it started when I was camping over the summer and I saw a tree that looked like it had a gash in it. And like any normal person, I thought, okay, well, what if it had human guts? So essentially with this film, I wanted to wrap all my interests into one, some horror, forests, experimental animation, and existential dread. And then I wrote these fools into my evil plan. Next.
Creature.
Jackie.
Oh, sorry. I'm Jackie. I am one of the character designers on Long After Us. Here we have some small designs that we kind of started our whole exploration on. The ones kind of in the middle on the top are the initial drawings done by Eden. And we kind of just had a big moment of us getting together and drawing out what we thought these creatures might look like, what they might do, how they might function with their hands, how they might grab objects. But we really fell in love with the main design. And so we grabbed it and explored from there. And yeah, next please. There's some more of them. We did, at some point we were thinking about something more bird-like. We explored a lot of shapes, but we always just kept coming back to this original drawing. And I think we all kind of fell in love with this little round creature.
Little bean boy.
Yeah, a little bean boy.
Baby.
Next, please. And then here is the final rotation. Next. Our second character, we only have 2 characters in our film, is Ash. We had quite a few different renditions, but kind of like the creature, we decided to hone in on one that we all loved. Ash, one of the big important things to our film is that Ash identifies as trans feminine. They go by they or she pronouns. And I know that's kind of important, so I'm going to hand it off to Eden.
Yeah, if you want to go to the next slide, Barney. So we had we had started with Ash that Jackie drew like really early into the film process, and I was like, cool, love it, like that's it, that's our person. And then eventually when we were boarding it and I was doing like the trip sequence, I was like, ooh, like this is kind of heavy and there's a lot of like sexual moments happening, and I think our character just looks a bit too young. So obviously we wanted to skirt out of there, and so we started to develop her honestly a little bit late into our process, but that's just how it goes sometimes.
So she was originally, or they were originally in the concept or not?
Yeah, like originally like the poem was revolving around someone who is trans feminine, but it's just the design initially, like it's that top row there that we had decided on, and we all immediately like loved it. We loved the silhouette, the hair, everything. It was simplistic enough because I mean I feel like within the design, like we have one base design, but within the trip sequence, Ash is gonna transform and look very different. Like I don't think the Leica quite reads the way that it's going to at the end. Like I think everyone in the audience is going to be very surprised at the huge change that it goes through, just because we haven't implemented some of the styles, because there's going to be a lot of like mixed media things going on. Like we want to play with like claymation and like paper cutout animation. So Ash is definitely going to take on a lot of different faces, but in terms of the base design, we were a little bit scared that they just looked too young. So, and I think it was just important that we also had a character that was like visibly trans, and we were pushing that because you know, we don't get that every day, and that's cool beans.
Cool beans. All right.
Heck yeah.
So continuing on.
More Ash.
Yeah, these are just some more concepts done by Kinsey, our other character designer. They're all dope.
And here are tree concepts. So the tree is kind of what started it all. And I knew that the tree would have this symbiotic relationship with the creature, and that they communicate to each other and that they need each other to see these visions. But, you know, as time went on and we started developing it, we decided that like the tree would have a vaginal motif, you know, because it represents like the tree of life and everything. And we even had suggestions by our teachers to keep pushing that motif kind of everywhere in the film. And I was like, oh, wait till you find out that our character is trans. Like, I just love this duality, you know, and I think there's a lot of themes in just like our relationship to the naked body in general. So I think that's pretty fun to play with, especially within this like big spiritual deity that is the tree. Next, please. Here's some more concepts. We even thought about maybe the tree looks like a mushroom too, because there's a lot of mushroom motifs. Next, please. And going off of the mushroom, so this idea of apocalypse is that essentially the world was taken over by mushrooms, because, you know, mushrooms are kind of this mysterious enigma to humans. Like we don't quite really understand them. And I think my ideal idea of apocalypse would be something that kind of we all rely on each other. And I don't want to sound like an eco-fascist, but in a way I wanted to embody apocalypse in a way that would kind of help the earth continue to grow after we are gone.
Mushrooms. Mushrooms is the answer when you don't know.
Mm-hmm. Here's just some more concept work.
Who are these by?
This is by the entire group, at least 5 of us. Mm-hmm. Some of our thumbnails were kind of spoilery, so we didn't want to get into them too much in the presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we have some board process work. So we all did contribute to the boards, though Eden cleaned up, I would say, about 90% of them, because most of it was done on PDF. But a lot of the trip changed over time. There were a lot of things we were pulling from. You can go to the next slide. There is also a lot of early things that we had cut from the boards. There's a lot of traveling scenes that we really enjoyed to help set the mood, but it was we were almost at a 6-minute film, I think, and we really had to make some hard cuts in what we wanted to do. So we cut our lovely perspective shots just to save us time both in animating and in the board process. You can go to the next slide. Here's some more process work. We had another 3D camera move with the cane that we all really enjoyed, but in the end it was cut. It was very sad.
Okay, so these are some prop concepts that we have for our film. If you couldn't already tell, the props are quite vital to the film itself. They can either represent the human soul, or there is no soul embedded in them. So when we sat down to look at different items, we kind of went through a process of different choices. But we had to narrow it down to 2. The phone was already something that was chosen, and we played around with different concepts, different items, and we ended up going with a porcelain music box and a cane with a naked lady on it that has a very fun story attached to it.
Just important to me.
Yep, it's very important to us, and it's an item you can buy
on eBay right now.
We'll link it for you all.
Link it for you. It's also available on Amazon.
Once you guys are at film festivals, then you all have to have your naked lady canes as you walk into the theater.
Bet.
I'm looking forward to it.
We got multiple revisions saying that the naked lady cane wasn't obvious enough, but the group fought hard for it, and it's staying. So.
Yep, weird and wonderful. All right, some more layouts.
Mm-hmm.
Some more layouts.
Who did these guys?
The one.
The first
and
3
Zay.
in black and white are by Jody, and then the colored one is by Zay.
Yeah.
Next.
Oh yeah.
So here's some fun stuff, because our group is just so much fun.
There's a lot of memes going on with our
We
group.
get tired of schoolwork and we need a break.
You got to know how he moves. You know? Oh, this is a great one.
These are creature sonas.
Yeah, these are all of the people who help work on the film as a creature themselves.
So it's the core group, and then 2 of my roommates, Rowan and Marlo, who have been helping. Love you.
And surprise, we drew creatures. Actually, Nick drew creatures for all of the films that are being shown here today. So from I guess
from
left to right.
Left to right, it would be Ballet, Dracudate, German word film, and half of the way.
Nice.
I can't.
That's funny.
Mutterseelenallein, I believe.
Barney, you say it.
Best bet.
Barney, you say it.
Mutterseelenallein.
Zay had it. Zay had it.
Mutterseelenallein.
There you go.
Das ist Deutsch.
I'll use you
Das
in
ist
a minute.
Deutsch. Fair. We threw this in here just for Eden.
Self-explanatory.
Yeah, you guys just sat through the presentation. You get this one.
These are a special thanks to everyone who really helped us out in the process of creating the film. Big shout out to Miles and who did the voiceover for the poem.
Mm-hmm.
She's amazing. And to Kelsey, who orchestrated all of the music in 5 days for this film.
Yeah,
barely.
Yeah, big shout out.
So short, so good.
And to GroovyBot, we love you.
GroovyBot soothes the soul.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then here's some extra memery going on.
The teachers hate this barrel, but you'll.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Little pop beans.
Fair enough. It all has to be. Everything has to walk, and it's a weird country, so you might as well. You were tickling the little paw in one of the drawings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there any more creatures, or is this the only one? Or does that like the sequel?
We don't know.
Yeah, because you have other designs. Are they like in the forest over? They come over for breakfast sometimes?
Yeah, I would like to think so, but maybe that'll be a film in the future.
Yeah, maybe. Probably not though, huh?
Probably not.
Probably not.
No, we'll all be dead by mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's coming. First SARS, then coronavirus, and then mushroom apocalypse. So questions from the audience. Did it make sense? Does it have to? What'd you guys think? Great stuff, Eden and company. The barrel stays, is what people say. The people have spoken.
That's me, actually. That's me in chat.
We knew that already.
Here's a question for the audience. Did you know that it was a naked woman cane, or just some kind of a naked woman thing?
It said cane.
Speak now.
It's a cane. It's a
And
cane.
we all like fixated on it.
Oh yeah. Please let us not be thought with a cane.
Alvin is asking, Evelyn is asking, so Ash is the tree.
Oh.
Interesting.
We actually got that critique before, that someone was confused that like the memory was coming from the tree and not the phone, but it is the objects in this world that are imbued with the soul of the previous owners. So that's why the creature forages for different items, and that's why we hear like a little whisper. So the whisper is just a plot device to tell you that the creature has some sort of communication with an item, but it doesn't see the full vision unless it has the tree with it. And the tree doesn't see the vision because the tree doesn't have legs, and it can't find objects of its own. So they need each other.
They need each other. People are asking if you guys are doing commissions for creature sonas.
$1 million.
Yes.
$1 million.
$1 million, and then you can get your own creature sona animated into the film.
Oh god.
People, my friend was not sure what the cane was, but once it is rendered, then they think it'll look better.
That's what we were thinking too. Once you get a little bit of like a wood grain texture on it, no longer in the storyboard, I think it'll read just fine.
That's what some people are saying. I mean, we'll see. We'll see when this cartoon comes out. You guys, everybody that's here, come back end of April. We're going to watch the final cartoons, and we'll see. Is it clear that that's a naked lady cane or not? Is that clear that Tristan's in the background or not?
The whole thing.
I will say I saw someone asked if the live action shots are going to stay live action or be animated, and it's going to be live action, I believe.
Yeah.
It's just there's going to be a lot going on with the trip stylistically.
Yeah, and there's going to be other backgrounds that are also live action juxtaposed between different styles. There's going to be a whole lot of changes by the end of the semester, so please come check it out. Otherwise, I will feel empty inside that you only saw this version of it.
Fair enough. Any other questions from the audience? Does it have to be a phone? Could it be something more unique or personal?
I mean, I definitely considered other items. I think why we went with the phone is that it is very clear in terms of like, how often a person carries their phone with them. You know, it carries their photos, it carries text that they send. Like, it has seen the phone calls, it has seen you cry over your life, and I just feel like the phone is such a powerful item that would hold so much of that memory, making it a really good vessel for the creature. And I kind of fought with the idea that maybe it was a bit too on the nose, and why does the creature just find this phone once when there would be thousands, millions of phones out there, really. I guess I don't have an answer to that one.
Yeah, it's got a phone collection.
Why not?
A question as well. Sorry, somebody had a good one. What was that? Is the creature strong enough to bring in those heavy items? So there's some grandfather clocks and pianos and stuff? They just hire movers at that point?
It does
think,
what it needs to do.
Or can it
yeah,
get big creature?
it's sort of a mystery, I think, that I kind of want to leave it at that. Like maybe it has other creatures that help it, or because I feel like there's a lot unsaid about this creature's life, you know? Like I feel like it uses the guts within its body as different things other than just a hand, because a hand is just convenient enough to pick up items, but I could also see the hand becoming like something sharp so it could defend itself, you know? I think in the bigger picture of this creature's life, I think it holds a lot more power than we really give it credit for in this film. And maybe that just makes me a bad storyteller, or maybe it's just extra lore.
No, people seem to like the phone, and I think it works well too. It's just too convenient sometimes. But that's
Yeah. One of the big things I did really love about this film is that it works in a sense that we're kind of looking into a small part of this creature's life, and we're not really getting answers for everything else. And it makes it really mysterious and eerie. And I think it pushes more of that story. Not everything is answered, and I think that's just how it should be for this small glimpse that we're getting to see.
Mm-hmm. Some people are saying maybe there could be more phones in the background in the end too.
That would be cool, yeah.
More naked lady canes too.
So many canes.
We went through so many different canes to find the perfect one.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are gonna have to pause it because we're gonna lay so many Easter eggs in that final layout. It's not even funny.
Mm-hmm. Would you have like another creature or something slithering away in there just so you could have a glimpse of something, or no other little bits?
No other creatures.
No other creatures.
I made it a firm rule. No other animals, no other creatures.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Jackie's like, maybe though, maybe a little, maybe a little one.
Maybe
No,
she can
little.
convince me.
I loved some of those original designs, especially the really long ones. But I love the idea of it being really isolated. Again, I think it pushes the idea of the film being really eerie and mysterious. So.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Well, thank you, team. That was lovely. Thank you, studio audience. You guys are, you're being very loud at home, but I appreciate your comments and your intensity. It's lovely. More mushrooms are on the way for these guys coming up, I'm sure. Give it up for Long After Us, the whole crew here behind the scenes. Thank you. Now, get out of here.
Thank you so much.
And we're going to bring in Keelan. Keelan, come on home.
Hello.
There you are. Keelan, what are we going to watch? You're the last film.
No, the pressure's on.
What are we going to watch here?
We are going to watch Mutterseelenallein.
Mutterseelen. Everyone at home say it. We're going to Mutterseelenallein. Okay.
Many people here call it the German film.
Mm-hmm.
Mutterseelenallein is a film, though, about a man and his wolf dog stranded in a town buried in snow. I started pitching it and creating it with exploring themes in mind of loneliness, isolation, and family when faced with the barrier distance between. And I didn't intend for it to become this relevant this year, but then everything happened.
So you started developing this a full year ago?
I started developing this idea came from, I was sitting on a train and I drew some layouts of a very sunny beach place, and I was like, this would be really funny if it was a guy in a blizzard looking at this, and
that's almost as funny as Tally's film when all the dinosaurs die of some magical disease from an asteroid, and then it happened. So well done. Let's see next year. They thought of a film 3 years ago that was even worse. All right, cool. So we're gonna check this out. Mutterseelenallein. No, I didn't say it. How do you do it?
You got it. I think you got it.
I aced it. All right, here we go. We're gonna watch it. And we are back, ladies and germs. Welcome. So, Keelan, that was fun. That was a fun ride we all went on there.
That was fun.
But who are these people with us? Let's learn their names and what they've done. So, Keelan, we know Keelan, Julia.
Yes.
Drulia.
Hey, I'm Julia, aka Julia. So I'm the assistant director for the film, and I'm also a character lead, and I'm going to be working on the color script.
Fantastical. Let's go around the horn. Mel.
Hi, I'm Mel. I'm the production manager of the film. I'm one of the rigging leads, and I did the sound design.
Fantastical. Vahan.
I'm Vahan, and I'm the animation lead, and I'm also Alex's assistant when it comes to the props. What else?
Nice. Kamal.
I'm Kamal. I'm the lead for special effects, and I'm assistant for layout and storyboard.
Cool. You might be doing some Northern Lights based on the comments on our live stream here, Kamal. Hope you're up for it. Little Aurora Borealis. And then last, we got Alex. What's going down?
My name's Alex, and I'm prop lead and layout lead.
Prop lead and layout lead. All good things. All right, you guys want to show them some art?
Yes.
You aren't too tired? We can go to bed.
Yeah. Let's sleep on
That's
stream.
it. Stream's over.
No, stream's over. No. I think that we want to show some artwork. So let's do it. We're gonna share the artwork. I think it's gonna be pretty tight. Oh, why is this barrel still showing? Uh-huh. We'll bring out the barrel. It was so good from the last stream. They're like, let's just keep barreling right along here. Okay, so we'll do that, and then we'll do this. Not that. No. Nope. Oh man, I thought my transitions here were gonna be even better, but they're just worse. They're just worse. All right, we're almost there. So, how does everybody like looking at the back of my head? Great. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, here we go. Boom. Boom. Look at that.
Yeah.
Only took a
So
minute.
I
Alright,
actually put in here, because it was suggested, because this is a German word, Mutterseelenallein is a German word for all alone, the root words in it being soul and alone, and that was, it's a bit like the Darth Vader thing of if you speak German, you know what this is about already. If you don't, surprise. But yeah, this was I mentioned at the start a film on exploring themes of loneliness, isolation, family at a distance, and yeah, we can go into next.
But there's two dogs there. Come on, let's point out
So
something.
sorry, this is
that.
two
We'll get
dogs.
into that later.
We'll get into that. We'll explain that one.
Okay.
There's a backstory there.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah, starting out with inspirations here for the film. I am very much inspired by Wes Anderson films. I love cartoon saloon films, Adventure Time, things like that, because I feel all these stories that are told by these people, they have elements of them kind of darker, more mature situations that are told in a way that still has sparks of kindness and humor. And so I really kind of love to dig into those and like find the atmospheric parts and like the more human aspects shown through animation. And next we can go. I was also inspired initially by Alberto Giacometti, the sculptor, particularly with these sculptures, The Marching Man and Dog. And these sculptures have a lot of meaning behind them of like the marching man was always kind of seen as like the solitaire human walking through on their own, like marching forward in time. And the dog was analyzed kind of as like this very small creature that seems to be bearing the weight of a lot on it. And they became kind of inspiration for the characters in this later on. And also, I love color. I love exploring color. Julia and I are going to be working on color script over the break for this. And so Arctic scenes, like wintry scenes, tend to lend themselves really well to beautiful lighting and color. And I'm very excited to work on that. And that was a big feature of my kind of, when I was pitching, I was like, very like, guys, color, think of it, imagine it. Go next here. I've just included a couple of slides on like the original story beats. I accompanied a story beat in my original pitch with a piece of art that I did. And you can see Albert's character has changed a little bit since then compared to the boards. Go next.
What color will his beard be though?
He's dark hair. He's like black hair, kind of like dark brown, black hair. Yeah.
Not a white beard.
No.
Not a white beard.
We made sure not to make him look like Santa.
Yeah, we changed the color of his coat from red. You're going to see that because he was going to look like Santa Claus, we said.
Yeah.
Go next. And yeah, next after this is some more current exploration. Once we had fully solidified a lot of boards, Julia did the painting on the right. I did the piece on the left, which ended up also being edited and used for the promo art for the Leica screening. This was some early development of the dark room, which we shrunk down a lot and like minimized a lot in it. Go next. And this was some like exploration of some junk sculptures because that is a thing. He builds his neighbors out of junk, which I would imagine usually was found in the houses around the town, that he can like get in through the windows, and he'd collect things like mini sticks, like that you would play little hockey games with as a kid, like wine bottles, boxes, garbage cans, lampshades, everything, like wet floor signs, things like that. Yeah, I can go next, and I am going to hand that over to Julia.
All right. Well, here is one of our characters. His name is Albert, and his name actually, if you didn't catch it, is based off of the name of one of Keelan's inspirations for this film, which is the artist Alberto Giacometti. So we just short formed it to Albert. So yeah, I mean, all around, he's a very soft, round, loving character who would rather pull his dog on his sled than have the dog pull him. So yeah, as we began rounding out the character, we found that the visual style of Albert had changed dramatically, because originally we had a very graphic kind of style, but then we wanted to go more into a natural line kind of look and just make him look a little bit more full and embody more of his personality. So you can go to the next slide. As you can see, his jacket has changed color. He no longer has a red jacket. We also put a Canadian flag, or I put a Canadian flag on the side of his jacket, because this film does take place in Alberta. Yeah,
Alberta.
Albert and Alberta.
Alberta.
And Alberto.
So although it does have a German name, it has Canadian origin. We wanted to make sure that we were represent our home. So yeah, so we thought that that would be a nice touch. And you can go to the next slide.
All right, so initially, actually, we had 2 dogs in the film. If you noticed in the first slide, you could have seen the 2 silhouettes, but later on realized that A, one of the dogs didn't do anything and was kind of useless for the plot, and 2, who wants to animate 2 dogs running and walking? So we just put the dog in one design altogether, and he went from looking real cool and edgy to just, what if we made him dumber? And then what if a bit more stupid? Until we finally came up with the design we did.
We wanted, yeah, a bit more comic relief in there with his character as well. Because a lot of the things he does is kind of goofy.
Yeah. You can go to the next slide.
He's a good boy, though.
Yeah. So yeah, you can see that he's definitely lost some brain cells along the way from chewing too many things he probably shouldn't have.
Who's the dog named after?
Oh, the dog is named after Werner. Yes.
Yeah, hear that, Burner?
The second dog would have been named Zim.
Werner.
And for the props, I worked with Vahan to figure out the design of the props based on a list that we came up with. And some of the props started out much more detailed, so there were a lot of modifying to make them much more simple, and also to match the style that we wanted to go for.
These are the earlier boards. The director changed them in order for us to see what's inside the newspaper, to understand that a disaster happened, and which is why the world came to an ice age. She also went and showed that Albert interacting with the photos more, to show he has a special attachment to them.
Yeah, this is just like a small clip of the boards. I was storyboard lead, Kamal was revisions, and Mel also helped in revisions. This is just a small group of some thumbnails we decided to put in. We had a lot of changes to make things more dramatic, to kind of explore a bit more of the world, and just give like small hints to things and their causes. Yeah. And we thought it'd be fun to include something that's not there. And here is our collection of very good boys.
Shout out to Gnome.
Oh, yeah.
For the middle one. But thank you for watching. And yeah, big shout out. Thank you to all of the professors and teachers this semester. Barney, you, Rui, Gnome, everyone, like Zub. You guys are all amazing. and have helped us so much. And also to Christian Potenza and Stephanie for helping us with the sounds and audio stuff.
Yeah, great pulling those guys in. Congratulations. That's a lovely job that we've just seen. Congratulations. Now we're going to pull you guys in and take a little bit of a look into your souls with our audience at home and see what made sense and what is Vaughn still thinking about. What is he thinking about? All right, so folks at home, any questions about this cartoon? What didn't make sense? What lost you? Where in Alberta is this happening?
Oh, we had that planned.
We did have a location in Alberta, but I forget it now.
I think it was outside of like
Fort McMurray.
It was quite north.
Okay.
It was quite north, yeah.
It's kind of north.
Gosh, yeah, I can't remember.
Something like North
off the
Star.
top of my head.
All right, so there's a question
Morning
here.
Star.
Christina, last year's winner of the big film there. Is he torn between taking photos of his junk family or his real family? Because if so, that's hilarious. You guys could have your shots zipping back and forth.
Yeah, so part of it is that he has spent so much time here that he has built these imaginary people as his neighbors. He takes photos of them, he collects like these photos of them. They've become like his makeshift family while he is stranded here. And it is ultimately the decision that it comes down to of what has more meaning to you, these people who you have just created for your own comfort, or the actual people who you really care about and know you deep down belong to.
The question, Corbett, I wasn't clear. Are they at a distance or dead? I thought they were dead.
We did leave that up for interpretation. There is the newspaper actually will be clarified as we clean it up, and it has the idea of this world they are in is that Yellowstone is actually a giant supervolcano. This is a true fact in our real world, and this is a potential ice age, small ice age that can occur after
A volcanic winter.
Yeah, volcanic winter. And so there is like an article on one of the main pages that is like a large print about that, and it's kind of we wanted to leave it open. We didn't want to solidify what for sure had happened to this family. But
fair enough. We're gonna go here. This one says, fantastic intro into the main character. He's very lovable right off the bat. All his actions made sense to me. However, the ending was a bit confusing. Was he deciding to go south for the winter? Was he a snowbird? He is Canadian.
In this climate, in this economy?
Yeah, he's like a Canadian goose.
Actually,
you know, so.
in this world, the South is kind of covered in ash and magma, so
I don't know if I'd advise going there. No, the ending though, we were hoping to, so throughout the entire boards, he is traveling to, we actually used a lot of screen direction for this. He is traveling always to the right when going back and back into the house, into the dark room. And then in the end, when he decides to choose his family over this kind of illusion he's created for himself, he travels to the left because he's decided to take a new path and maybe go beyond his town where he has set up this sanctuary for himself. And see what is beyond there and if he can eventually maybe find his way home.
Evelyn in the chat is asking, yeah, not clear why he left if the other buildings were still fine. Burn it
that
all.
was kind of where he had established his home.
Burn it all.
Was what we were kind of hoping for, but you're right. That is a good point.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
Things that make you go,
Yeah, for sure.
Is his family dead? We don't know, right? We don't know that.
yeah, that's for you to decide.
They're
That is
probably
for you to
they're probably
decide.
dead though, right? They're probably.
We're not going to show that.
I'm not going to tell you.
That's not canon. You don't know.
Yeah, Corbett's saying, I had the impression that he was just going, not sure.
Okay.
Not sure where now that it's not all gone. So he's going into the credits is where he's going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were kind of thinking that maybe we could show him kind of like walking into like not like a snowstorm, but like
Walking
there's
into untouched snow.
yeah, there's like it's past the edge of where he normally goes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. The perimeter. He's going into District 13.
Yes.
Yeah.
What happens there? Is that the mines? Is that what happens?
The mines and district. Are you actually talking about the movie or?
Yeah, not this movie anymore.
Like.
It's like that. Doo-doo-doo. I don't know. All right, you lost me. Let's say everybody else is saying great stuff. I think dope story points could be solid about his family's fate.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, he's dead. He's in purgatory. Ha 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 ha. That was so last year. Actually, he robbed a bank with a pig. That's what happened. So people are saying maybe you could put the newspaper at the beginning of the cartoon so we know a little bit more then. The close-up of the newspaper with the Ash story was kind of quick. Should be closer.
Okay. Yeah.
I know originally Keelan had in the boards that the newspaper, when it hits his face, he like pulls it down and he shows it like at the beginning.
That was in the very start, yeah.
Yeah, and then we kind of edited that out.
Stephanie said you need more snow.
I don't feel like it's necessary to know that right away, as long as you understand that it's snowy.
Mm-hmm.
Needs more snow.
Needs more snow. Needs more cowbell. You're right.
Yeah.
Cool. Somebody is saying here, I think we're getting down to the end of them here, were the two end sculptures meant to be sort of a memento to the area he was about to leave?
Yes. So the two last sculptures at the end are meant to be himself and Vern, and he's leaving that old part of himself there in the town, but he's ultimately moving on beyond where he's been stuck for so long.
Well, I think that makes sense. I think that's it. I think everybody else is just saying good stuff and give each other high fives. So I think it's time to drink and draw on Discord. So if you guys at home are on Discord and you're Seneca alumni and or students and or first years that we don't know, come and hang out with us. As for you guys, congratulations. Clapping emojis. That was a heck of a way to end off here. It's nice to be able to share these films with everybody at home in these unprecedented times that are kind of shitty, but like that's fine because we are still making cartoons and incredible cartoons here at Seneca College. So congratulations to you and to everybody here. Great job. From me, from the B-Man, I'd just like to thank everybody for watching, for commenting, for making this possible. Thank you, Internet. And thanks to all the great mentors and faculty people that have helped out. Without you guys, without Christian and Steph and other Steph and Gnome and Zub and Peter and Rui and Matt, and I didn't have a lisp, so I'm probably forgetting somebody, but Zub. Well, you guys, we couldn't make these cartoons, so thanks again for helping out, for making these cartoons, for tuning in. Jump in the Discord. We're going to continue this conversation and do some drawing. And for those of you guys that are just coming in and checking it out, thank you so much for viewing. Thanks for seeing it. Thanks for leaving your comments. And we'll see you in April for the last live stream of the year when we'll be broadcasting the finished films here. Thank you. I'm Barnabas, the coordinator of 2D here at Seneca College, saying see you next time.